Yeah, it just oh, excuse me. Let me get this. Just really liked our effort defensively tonight. I thought the third quarter, I thought we got a little sloppy in the second quarter, and kind of allowed Minnesota to creep back in a little bit. Um, we turned it over, and then the third quarter we came out and you know, just played the way I think we're capable on both ends of the floor. Just gave us an opportunity to really extend the court. And I thought defensively we're really good, um, in the second half. So team effort, really balanced scoring. And, I think when we can do that, it's hard to really focus on shutting one or two players down. So, really like the team effort tonight. And, uh, just great to play in the Big Ten again.
First question, Drew Shot.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. So early on in the game, first quarter, you guys were down 3-2, then rip off a 17-0 run. How important was that, especially since Minnesota, the closest they got in the game was 9? How important was that for you and your team?
Yeah, Drew, we just did a really good job, I thought, of turning them over, getting out, finishing, and, got good shots. And we're a team of runs. We don't want to be. We want to be more consistent. But that run really, I thought it took a lot of the wind out of Minnesota, coming out.
And to follow up quickly, during the second, when they caught that deficit to 9, you called a timeout. What was said during that stoppage in play? And your team obviously rebounded. They retook a much larger lead. What did you say to your team to kind of get them back on track?
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. And we talked about rebounding, just, taking care of the basketball a little better, just not letting them feel like they can come down and get the ball inside and score on us. And then also for us, when they were missing, we kind of gave up some offensive rebounds and putbacks. And, we did a really good job defending the three, but they're a dangerous 3-point shooting team. And, I thought we closed out, the end of the second quarter pretty well.
Eric Rinston LaBelle.
Hey, Coach. Sydney Wood had a career-high 19 points tonight, and I know that you had said in the offseason that you challenged her to improve her offensive game. What did you see from her tonight that maybe she didn't do as much of last year?
Well, I think opportunities too. So Sid is, I guess you would call a Swiss Army knife. She can play any position, both ends of the floor. Is really unselfish, and I was happy for her tonight. She really don't care if she scores, defends, rebounds. Just a great all-around player. So I was happy, that she was able to, get out and attack, and was really aggressive offensively. I think that helps us. But she plays both ends of the floor, as hard as anybody we've had here in a while.
Eli Karp.
Hey, Coach, nice to see you. 28 assists on 32 made baskets. Is it always an emphasis on sharing the ball, even when you have someone like Lindsay who's always going to get her shots?
Yeah, I don't feel like this team, and same with last year too. The year before we won 21 games, played for the championship in the NIT, the WNIT. I don't think we could have the year we had last year and the way we want to play this year without Lindsay making sacrifices. And I think she's accepted the fact that, she could shoot anytime she wants. She got the green light, but she's a playmaker too. She just wants to win. And so I don't think we could do what we do without her being, the kind of team leader and unselfishness that, because again, I there's days I just want to let her go and see if she can get 35 or 40, because she probably could, but and hopefully she will. But she really cares about her teammates.
Ben Rosenberg.
Hi, Coach. Going back to that timeout that you called during the second quarter, what did you see from Veronica right out of that? She got to the line, then got a steal and an assist, and then made a 3-pointer. She was just very involved in you guys opening up that lead there.
Yeah, she just understands the flow of the game so well. Her basketball IQ is off the charts. So she makes the plays just anticipate what anticipates what you need at the time, and that's something that for her has been that way her whole career. I wish I could say it's coaching, but she just has this great knack of what we need at the time, whether it's a steal, a pass, a three. She just again really unselfish. But yeah, appreciate you pointing that out because she just gets it. Like she knows what's going to happen before it happens, and it's for her it's natural.
Kiki Higuchi.
Hi, Coach. I was just wondering what has led your team to take care of the basketball so well and get it in transition so often?
Kiki, a great question because that's what we do every day. And our practice habits revolve around, trying to get up and down, share the ball, make the extra pass. So, they're able to. The one thing this group does, they take what we practice into the game, and easier said than done. I've been coaching a long time, so you tell players it's what we got to do, and this group gets that, and they bring it. Game day too, as well as in practice. Like I said, we really embrace being unselfish, and when you have players that are all Big Ten and have a lot of accolades, for them to really swallow their egos makes them special, makes it a special team to coach.
Drew Schott.
Hey, Coach. Another question about Veronica Burton. This is her second straight game with 20 plus points. She got 10 assists, which is a career high and the most by an NU player since 2017, I believe. What in the offseason allowed her to elevate her game and kind of going on that, obviously being in a backcourt with Lindsay Pulliam, those two dynamic scorers and players, kind of how have they complement each other and helped each other's game?
Yeah, they're both gym rats. They love working on their game individually, and they invest. They invest time into the things that they need to work on to be a great player. So to me, it's really just their commitment. And it's not something that we take lightly. But they're gym rats, and you can find them in here a lot, and it shows on the court.
Any last questions for Coach? Perfect. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Take care. Appreciate it. Late night with the Cats, right? I feel like Stephen Colbert or something.
All right, we'll go right into questions for Veronica Burton. First question, Eric Rinston-LaBelle.
Hey, Veronica. Obviously, I think a lot's been talked about with this offense this year, moving a lot quicker than last year. And it seemed like you guys have been running this type of offense for a while now. How do you explain just how fluid you guys look tonight?
Yeah, I just feel like it really has a lot to do with our chemistry and how close we are and how well we know each other, and just because I know what each person on the court wants to do and they know what I want to do. And so when we get stops the way we do, and we're obviously a lot smaller than a lot of teams that we're going to play. So that means we got to look for our advantages, and that's kind of moving in transition. So also our unselfishness. We're really looking for each other, looking up the court, and just we're finishing a lot better. And it's just a lot of fun to play this type of basketball.
Drew Schott.
Hey, Veronica, congrats on the win. So that's 17. So Northwestern, you guys went on a 17-0 run in the first quarter. How important was that for your momentum, especially if you down 3-2 early on, kind of putting the game out of reach for Minnesota for the entire night. How important was that 17-0 run early on?
Yeah, it's huge. One thing we're really trying to capitalize off this year is just kind of coming out strong and getting an early lead, because that momentum, as you said, just really transfers, and it kind of helped us throughout the rest of the game. So we kind of talked about how Minnesota doesn't always start the game off strong. So that was definitely a huge focus for us coming in, just kind of taking advantage of that and just getting the good shots that we wanted early on and just kind of running with it.
Kiki Higuchi.
Hi, Veronica. I was wondering, you guys had a great night tonight and you guys all were working really well together and sharing the ball. So what do you think the ceiling of your team is when you guys are clicking like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really high. We just have so much potential on this team and so much talent all the way around. And whether it's scoring, but it's also other little things, like whether it's getting good stops on defense, rebounding. Courtney Shaw is doing a tremendous job on the defensive end and down low. And she kind of stepped into that role this year, and we all had really high expectations, and she's definitely exceeding them right now. So just kind of everyone's abilities across the board, we're really using them to our advantages, and we're really unselfish right now. And I think that's what's allowing us to play so well together. And again, if we're playing like we are right now, I think we're in for a great year.
Ben Rosenberg.
Hi, Veronica. So when Coach called that timeout in the second quarter after Minnesota had cut into the deficit a little bit, you sort of took over getting to the line and then the steal and assist, and then making a three-pointer on your own. What did you feel like your team needed in that moment, and how are you able to step up and build that lead back up there?
Mm-hmm. I mean, Coach just kind of calmed everyone down. We were just kind of getting – like our defense was kind of getting lapses and stuff like that. So on the offensive end, I mean, I just kind of looked to be aggressive and looked to score the basketball when I could. But at the same time, it just kind of came to me. I think we do a really good job of not forcing up bad shots and just kind of letting the game come to us. So in that time, I think a lot of times on the pick and rolls, they were kind of struggling to stay in front. So I think I was looking to capitalize off that, and we were running a lot of plays that involved me in a pick and roll. And so whether that was getting to the line or looking for open shots and stuff like that, I was just kind of giving what the defense was giving me and just kind of doing whatever I could to help us.
One more real quick. You were the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year last year, but what steps did you take during the offseason and just any time really to elevate your game offensively? You've had back-to-back 20-point games to start the year.
Yeah, I mean, all the way around, I'm just kind of trying to keep developing my game whenever I can. So obviously we had extra time this year with quarantine and just kind of all the time in the world. It felt like to just get in the gym, get shots up, run, like do whatever I could to just continue to get better. And offensively, I think it was a big mindset thing as well. Just kind of realizing that my role may need to change and evolve this year, knowing that we're losing two starters that score a lot of points on the board. So just kind of understanding my role and needing to grow offensively and just kind of look to be aggressive each and every game. I think my first couple of years, it was kind of easy and comfortable for me to just kind of be a point guard and be a distributor and stuff like that and get other people involved. Whereas this year, I think it was really the time where I need to step up and look to get more points on the board. But also my teammates and my coaches have really kind of uplifted that and encouraged me to look to shoot and stuff like that.
Eli Karp.
Hey, Veronica, you mentioned the kind of evolution of the offense, both your place in it, but Sydney Wood scores 19 tonight. What does that show? You mentioned the departures from last year about, the way this offense is expanding. It doesn't just have to be you or Lindsay every night.
Definitely. And again, I think it's the same thing for Sydney. I think she's so good at everything else on the court as well that sometimes she is the same as me and like can be passive and just look to do all the little things, rebounding, assists, and she's so good at all that stuff. But just I feel like her mindset this year is also understanding that she can score the ball at will. And I genuinely believe that. I think everyone on this team believes that, and it's very difficult to stop her. You see it in practice every single day. So just kind of her mindset changing and being aggressive on the offensive end consistently as well has been huge for us. And it's important. I mean, we need all the points we can get right now. And I think the scoring has been really distributed all across the board. And it's really important. She's been doing a great job. So.
Next question, Kiki.
So speaking of Sydney Wood, you've obviously spent a lot of time playing at the top of the Blizzard with her. Can you speak to the type of defender she is and how well you two play off each other?
Yeah, Sydney Wood is one of the best defenders I've ever played against. I think I hate when she's guarding me in practice. She's probably one of my least favorite people of mine to play against. She just understands kind of to a different level. She understands the scout, so who she's playing. She knows what her opponent likes to do and their strengths and stuff like that. And especially in Blizz, I think both of us are put in the best positions to succeed. She's a really good on-ball defender and can just move her feet. She's very athletic, so she is a great on-ball defender, and I think I'm better. Kind of in Blizz, I'm sort of like the safety. I'm just kind of behind her, waiting to just kind of like reading the defense, looking for what they're trying to get. And so I think me being kind of in the passing lanes and stuff like that is to my strengths, and her being on the ball and just her lateral mobility and all that different stuff allows her to be so successful as well.
Go ahead, Drew.
Hey, Veronica. So obviously this game's your second straight with more than 20 points. In addition, career high 10 assists, the most assists by an NU player since 2017. Harking back to the question about the offseason, how much did you prioritize scoring and converting as well as kind of spreading the ball around this offense, especially as it went through some change due to some departing players?
Yeah, definitely. I think I kind of understand how many strengths and weapons we have on this team. And we have great scorers. I mean, with Lindsay, Jordan, Courtney, Lauren, Sid, all these different people, like when I pass them a ball, I expect them to make it, and they often do. So at the end of the day, I can't get assists if they're not scoring the ball. So just kind of that kind of has always been my game. I mean, I'm a point guard. I've always been a point guard. So just kind of distributing and getting other people involved has kind of always been my game. But the scoring, as I said earlier, just kind of looking to do both. I feel like before it was kind of one or the other for me, and I just wanted to get out of that mindset of either passing or scoring, where I can really do both. And so that's kind of been my mindset this year and a goal of mine. And so far it's worked, so got to continue it.
Awesome. Thanks, Veronica.
Thank you.
Athletic Communications, if you have a question. First question for Eric.
Sydney, a career high 19 points tonight. And you've talked about how coach challenged you in the offseason to really improve your scoring ability. What do you think clicked for you tonight compared to last season?
I would just say I came out today and I was playing really confident. My teammates, everybody, we spread and shared the ball really well. So the defense wasn't really able to focus in on one person. So I was just really able to take my opportunities when I had the chance. Our bigs were setting really good screens and we ran some really good sets. So I was able to kind of get downhill and like do what I wanted to do.
Next question for Kiki.
Hi, Sydney. So we saw a lot of time from the first years on the court tonight, and I was wondering what you think about their abilities and what they'll be able to do and bring to your team this season.
Yeah, I think they all came out and they really did a great job. In the first half, she came out and she kind of gave us a really good spark. She had a really good pass to me. And in the fourth quarter, she came out and had a really good move. So I think all of them are kind of really starting to figure things out. And I can see like each and every day they're starting to play with more confidence. So I'm really excited to see kind of what they're going to bring for the rest of the season.
Next question, Eli.
Hey, Sydney, you guys lose two, significant scorers last year in the Abbeys, and, now you're taking a bigger role. Courtney's taking on a bigger role. It's only 2 games in, but you guys have scored 80 and 90 points each game. How would you assess the state of the offense right now?
Yeah, I would say our offense is doing a really good job of kind of spreading the points out and sharing the ball with each other. I think we're gelling really well and we know how to play with one another. So I think that's something that's been a real positive for the first couple of games. So that's just kind of something we hope to continue for the rest of the season as well.
Next question, Drew.
Hey, Sydney, congrats on the win. So in the first quarter, Northwestern's down 3-2. Then the team rattles off 17 straight points, taking 19-3 lead. Veronica's harped on it. Coach McCune has hopped on it. The importance of kind of converting in transition and runs. What did you see what was that moment? What was that like for your team, and how important was that for you guys to kind of put the game out of reach for Minnesota?
Yeah, coming into the game, we really wanted to focus on running in transition and getting live ball turnovers so we could do so. So I think we did a really good job of getting out and running and kind of like making reads on the defense. If they're not stopping the ball, take it yourself. So I think we did a really good job of everybody running their lanes and kind of setting screens in transition and sharing the ball. So that was something that I thought we did pretty well today.
Next question, Kiki.
So I just asked Veronica this question and she gave me a pretty good response. So I'm going to ask you too. You've obviously spent a lot of time with her in the Blizzard defense. So can you speak to the type of defender she is and how well you two play off each other?
Yeah, I would say something that I love about playing with Veronica is she kind of makes up for areas that we play off each other's strengths really well. So I'm often the person that gets in, pressures the ball, and she's really, really good at getting in passing lanes and kind of making tipping balls and getting steals. So I feel like I kind of know what she's going to do and she knows what I'm going to do without even really talking to each other. So that's something that's come from playing with her in practice and in games. And that's why we have a lot of fun playing the defense together.
Any other questions for Sydney?
I had a quick follow-up. Veronica, when she answered that question, she said she hated it when you were defending her in practice. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of annoying to play against in practice too, because she gets her hands on all types of passes. So you would think a lot of us would learn, but it's still really unexpected. So yeah, I think we both do a good job of challenging each other when we're on different teams in practice. Cause like I said, she knows my weaknesses. I know her weaknesses, kind of offensively too. So we kind of try and push each other and challenge each other to work on those and improve on those too.
Awesome. Thanks, Sydney.
Thank you.